Good morning. I'm going to attempt to show you Amy Detjen's centered yarn over, my interpretation of it. You're going to knit up to the stitch and you're going to take that first stitch off. She says slide it off. You're going to knit into the second stitch and you're going to leave it on this needle. So you've got half the stitch here, half the stitch here. Now you're going to twist your needle in front, grab that slip stitch that you slipped off and slip it over that stitch you just put on your needle, and then there it is. So what you did is you slipped a stitch over, knit into this stitch here, this is it. You took that slip stitch off and slipped it down between the two. Now you're going to do the yarn over and you're going to knit the two together. So you're going to knit that second half of the stitch and then the next stitch. So you knit those two together. Hopefully I'll do this because I hate these silver bullets. Okay, knit them together and there you go. So now you've got a hole in there and it looks fine. Okay, let's do it again. You're going to knit up to the stitch that you want to slip. Okay, so now I'm going to slip the first stitch, knit into the second stitch, but don't take it off. Twist your needles around so the back one is in front and can grab that slipped stitch. The slip stitch is then pulled over the stitch you just knit and in between the two needles. So it's sitting right there. Your other part of the stitch is on this left needle. Okay, you're going to do a yarn over and then with that you're going to take the next stitch and half that other stitch and you're going to knit those two together and knit them together and then off the needle. Okay, one more time. Knit up to your slip stitch or the stitch you're going to slip. Okay, this is the one I'm going to slip. Slip it off, knit into the next stitch, twist the needles around, get your needle into that slip stitch and pull it over the stitch you just knit, and that slip stitch is now between the two. Do a yarn over, come in front of your left needle, grab the two for knit two together and knit the two together. So then you knit to the end. I'm doing this on a garter stitch swatch. I'm just going to turn around now speed wise, and now we're going to work our way back to the holes. So I'm knitting back. Now when I come to the hole, you're going to see here's the stitch over, here's that bar right on the top. See it right up there? The top one, not the ones down here. That's part of the garter, but it's right there. See, it makes a cute little, I'm trying to figure out, cute little triangle. You need to pick that bar up. So what you're going to do is bring your yarn forward, dig in underneath that bar, and then you're going to yarn over it, come up and pull it. Now remember, Amy says it looks a little sloppy, but it'll straighten out when you're done. So okay, let's continue. I'll go on to the next one. Okay, you have to excuse my cameraman. It's a hard hat on my head, so it doesn't always know what to do. Okay, here's that hole. I'm trying to get the angle here so you can see. Right up there next to the needle, you'll see that cross stitch and then the stitch on the needle. See that cross stitch right under there? It's hard with my finger there. That's the stitch you have to pick up, not down here, but up there. Okay, so I'm going to bring my yarn forward, get in between that and get that triangle, take my yarn and come up again and pull those two off. One more time. I think I had another one on here. There it is. Okay, let's look at it. Can you see that stitch? Let me see. No, that's not good. Okay, there. That bar right there. That's the one you want to get. It looks like a triangle. So you're trying to get the base of the triangle. Bring your yarn forward. Put your needle into the hole. Get underneath that bar. And then you're going to slip off that top stitch. It does look... looks kind of... there, you can see it's kind of messy. But it clears itself out after you start knitting and the material straightens up. So now I'm going to turn it around just so you can see the holes. There's your hole. I know it looks, I'm using such a big thread or big yarn or big needle with this yarn that it doesn't look that good, but it will look better when it's done. Okay, that's a wrap.